Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Keys to the Kingdom. I am Monique. I hope you guys are having a fabulous day. Today is Friday, August the 7th, and I am back with another edition of Coffee and Devotion. And I do have my coffee. I got a little sip left for y'all. Mm, okay. So today's word is going to come from Ephesians chapter 3, verse 16 through 17, and this is read from the NLT, the New Living Translation, and it is titled True Strength. Okay? True strength. All right. It says, I pray that from his glorious, unlimited resources, he will empower you with inner strength through his spirit. Then Christ will make his home in your hearts as you trust in him. Your roots will grow down into God's love and keep you strong. Again, I pray that from his glorious ultimate resources, he will empower you with inner strength through his spirit. Then Christ will make his home in your hearts as you trust in him. Your roots will grow down into God's love and keep you strong. Last time, Ephesians 3:16 through 17, read from the NLT. I pray that from his glorious unlimited resources, he will empower you with inner strength through his spirit. Then Christ will make his home in your hearts as you trust in him. Your roots will grow down into God's love and keep you strong. Okay, so it says, do you know today that God has not asked you to be strong? You won't hear that from TV, magazine, or social media. God didn't make you to be a model of your strength for others. He did make you to be a model of strength. He did make you to be a model of his strength, though. There's a big difference between being strong in your own power and being strong in God's power. The key to strength in God starts with acknowledging our profound weaknesses. When we own our weaknesses, it is an act of humility. God never asks us to be strong. He wants us to be dependent on him. Someone who is humble and dependent gets the gifts of God's supernatural strength. Okay, I'm going to read that one more time, that last part. There's a big difference between being strong in our own power and being strong in God's power. The key to strength in God starts with acknowledging our profound weaknesses. When we own our weaknesses, it is an act of humility. God never asks us to be strong. He wants us to be dependent on him. Someone who is humble and dependent gets the gifts of God's supernatural strength. Okay, so the question is, can you find God's strength in your weaknesses? Yeah. Can you find God's strength in your weaknesses? So, I guess it pretty much speaks for itself because sometimes you have to, well, for me, it used to be like a weakness for me was very frustrating to me. And I would hold on to it and try to make it a strength instead of giving it over to God. So after I've done everything that I knew to do, then I would give it to God instead of just acknowledging that it's a weakness, giving it to God, and then waiting on instruction or then try to fix it or whatever. So a weakness for me is my weakness, if that makes sense. But like one of my weaknesses was always patience, and I'm sure it's the same for a lot of folks. But I'm sure that there's people that patience has never been their weakness. I've just always been one of those people that, um, and I'm not exalting myself or trying to be prideful or anything like that. But I'm just giving it to you, 100% blood raw. So, um, I was a person that was very independent. Never asked people for anything. Never had to rely on anyone much. You know what I'm saying? I always had my own place, own vehicles, job. You know, I've always had. God has always blessed me to be independent from Monique. I never had to depend on people much. You know what I'm saying? So whenever I ran into something that I had to slow down and wait on, it was a problem for me. And I did not like it. I wanted it, even if I would try to, I would shortchange myself just so that I didn't have to wait, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? I was just that. And, over time, especially with my walk with the Lord, I understand now that, Monique, pace yourself, slow down, don't be hasty, wait on me. I'm dealing with that. And of course, it's a battle back and forth depending on what the situation is. But I acknowledge that patience is one of the fruit of the spirit. So I have to have that. I have to embed that in me. So if I'm slowing down, then I'm realizing that once I slow down, I can see the steps ahead sooner. Then I can prepare better. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just going and going and going, just like what is that, little flash? But yeah, so I don't want to drag this out any longer. So like the video, comment, subscribe. Let me know down in the chat, can you find God's strength in your weakness? Okay, I'll talk to you guys on the next video. I hope you have a great, great Friday.